I had a thought the other day. I don't have enough hate in my heart nowadays. I love to love things, whether it's the light novels I read or the anime I watch. But back in the day, I was a hater type of hater. I was a recommend Bakemonogatari to a friend that only likes Dragon Ball type of hater. A take a friend that only likes harems to see Ghost in the Shell in theaters type of hater. Hey, beg my friend to read Berserk type of hater. Hey, how could you like Demon Slayer when the fight choreography is doo-doo type of hater? Yes, these were all the same friend and we still hang out somehow. I'm very grateful to him. He's a very nice guy. And given that I've been feeling a little nostalgic, I said, well, why not go back to my roots and hate a little more? My little hate can't be bad for my heart, possibly, right? Yeah, I'm on some kumbaya stuff when it comes to respecting the medium of light novels. I do think they already get disrespected enough, and I'm built to handle the worst of the worst. From an author saying one thing 5 different times in 5 different ways, get it? To giving me 10 pages of stat sheets, also the protagonist can go fight a spider in a cave. This stuff is easy pickings if we want to start hating on all light novels, but when you do that, you kind of have to ignore the light part of the title, no? So, nah, I'm not gonna pull out the grammatical style guide, don't worry. But, there is one aspect of light novels that can grind my gears, and that is a bad protagonist. The art of writing a good protagonist cannot be underestimated. I mean, you're writing a character from scratch that has to be appealing to as many people as possible. From awkward high school dudes gunning for the pretty transfer student to an office lady that got transported to another world and is now swooning a knight with her earnest charm, the spectrum is wide, but the goal is the same. Make the reader want to turn to the next page. Make them want to care. Here are some protagonists that didn't do that for me. For me, personally. In my opinion, okay? Oh man, just wait until you see the last one. You guys are gonna be pissed. Let's start with a controversial one. Sid from Eminence in Shadow. Eminence in Shadow? Eminem in Shadow? From Eminence in Shadow. A series about an edgy guy that gets transported to an edgy fantasy world. The catch being that he thinks everyone is just playing along with his edgy delusions. Nothing against the series in and of itself. I don't respect the commitment to the bit. I'm sorry. Sid is annoying. I know that's the point, and normally I wouldn't mind, but the drama is just written so damn well. It's more of a compliment, I know, but it's true. I'm so engaged with all the other characters, the drama of it all, the mystery from within, the action. It's funny. I almost feel like I would enjoy Sid as a character more if I actually didn't enjoy stories like this, but I do. I don't care how cheesy or melodramatic they are. Violent, gritty fantasy filled with cults and mysteries and dark powers and cursed amulets are my jam. And unfortunately, Sid is there to remind me that all this stuff is cheesy and edgy. So, in my eyes, he kind of just turns into the party pooper of the series, the Debbie Downer. Also, call me a snowflake, but I don't enjoy it when a pivotal moment happens for a character and Sid proceeds to not take it seriously because to him, they're all still playing his Chunibyo games. Like, he'll sit there thinking to himself, wow, she's really committing to the bit, to the like fake backstory of hers, and I'm like, she earned this, Sid. She earned this. You don't know what she's been through, Sid. Give her a hug, Sid. Just give her a hug, okay? Alright, so second is Soma from How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom. A series about a guy that goes to another world, becomes king, and marries like 20 girls. Now, this one is a little more hate-filled, in my opinion. Soma could not be more of a nothing burger. And look, nothing burgers are fine when they're not meant to be legendary kings that revolutionize an entire continent. When you're told every 5 pages that he's so smart and kind, it's hard not to notice that he's really not. Soma also seems to be a psychopath. He struggles for a bit with the thought of being king and killing people and conquering nations and the like, but then he gets slayed once and he's just ready to employ Machiavellian tactics in order to win the war. This wouldn't be an issue if the series played into this dissonance, but it doesn't really. Soma kind of just says, oh, well, that's so tough. That's not how we do things in our world. But then he just goes back to ruling as king. When he kills people, he says, oh man, that's not how things go in my old world. But then he gets a hug from one of his many anime waifus and he goes back to ruthlessly chopping heads off and the like. Don't get me wrong, Soma isn't depicted as a total ruthless villain, but that's the issue. This series doesn't do much to show us his evolution from civilian to king. Within 2 volumes, he's already won a war and married a couple girls. It's not a big deal if you don't pay it any mind, but if you think about it for more than 2 seconds, you kind of go like, damn, I kind of wouldn't want to be this dude's friend. He scares me a little, but scares me in like the boring way. not the fun way. Other protagonist is Ayano Koji from Classroom of the Elite, a series about a guy that has some stuff to hide, entering a school that is filled with odd rules and games that determine whether the students have a good time or a bad time. Now, don't come at my neck just yet. I do love Classroom of the Elite a fair bit, but Ayano Koji, more specifically Ayano Koji in early year 1, is an absolute edgelord. And worst of all, his edgelord ways kind of feel like watching paint dry. There's a disconnect from his estimated level of ability and intelligence to his direct way of interacting with the students. He's supposed to be smart, cold, calculating, athletic, literally superhuman, but he doesn't feel like it. And look, I know he's supposed to be hiding this, but there's a difference between writing a character that is trying to hide something from a character that has nothing going on, but we're kind of just told repeatedly that he is definitely hiding something very big and important. Put simply, so many plot points feel like they could have been solved sooner and quicker if only he actually did what he's supposedly really good at doing. You might say, oh, well, he's hiding his intelligence. Well, he could hide it in a funner way, don't you think? And this becomes apparent when you start reading year 2. Ayano Koji is a lot more clear-headed, he's a lot more committed, his whole ways of interacting with others make more sense. He'll grab certain items or say certain things that all pay off later, things that make you wonder, what's he up to now? In year 1, it just feels like we're people watching, and I just don't know that that was necessary. A lot of redundancies, a lot of hanging out with characters that don't matter much, a lot of him seemingly in situations that he could easily get out of. If I had to put it simply, the goal of year 1 is for Ayano Koji to hide his power level, but he hides it so well that for a while you feel like you're watching a mopey teen think he's cooler than he really is. I do have a theory that the author figured this out too, and so he introduces a plot point later on that forces Ayano Koji to be more overt about his abilities, and surprise surprise, the dude can be slick and smart without feeling like we're watching paint dry along with him. It's almost like the author wrote a character that needs Chekhov's gun to work without knowing what Chekhov's gun was until later on. Now, for the final protagonist I hate, the one I think might make many lift an eyebrow in slight doubt and perplexion. Subaru from ReZero. I know. Everybody calm down, okay? I get it. ReZero's good. Well written, one of the most creative isekai out there. But I'm gonna keep it $1.50. I do not like Subaru's vibe. Like, what am I supposed to do? I just do not like his vibes. He has negative aura, okay? I would not be this dude's friend in real life, yeah? I don't know. He does not have no riz, no aura, no good vibes. I can't empathize. And I'm not even exaggerating. I actually can't empathize with Subaru, ever. Like, I read 12 volumes of ReZero. Not once did I feel bad for this dude. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I'm being so for real. I just do not like him or his vibes. And I think he needs to chill out a little bit. You know, he needs to stay cool. He needs to relax. But actually being serious, I do know that that's kind of the whole point of his character. I know he's meant to be as flawed as he is. His unraveling is supposed to be catharsis for those that found him annoying and reflection for those that found him relatable. I just kind of feel neither. But yeah, no analysis here. I don't mess with him. I would not want to play air hockey with him. He reminds me of the meme, hey, I'm just a little birdie boy. I don't know. I'll put the tweet up, but he reminds me of that, right? But hey, maybe I need to read ReZero again. You guys let me know if I need to give it a second try. Maybe I'll even review the volumes one by one here, right? Like a little book club of sorts or something. But anyways, yeah, sorry guys. I cannot relate to Subaru. I have not once felt a single emotion towards Subaru. Not even hate. I'd be happy if I could at least hate him. I can't even do that, okay? In conclusion, if your protagonist messes with the vibe of the story, I don't like him, okay? I don't know how to explain it. I guess if I were to actually be more concise for a little bit and more legitimate, I feel like there's plenty of series that don't have exactly great protagonists and we keep reading them for other reasons, right? But the protagonist is there to like lubricate the pages. Like it makes it easier for you to turn page after page because you enjoy being with this protagonist. It also lowers it can help you lower the quality of the work too. Like you can accept a slightly more trashy work because you enjoy the protagonist so much. What's the series? Black Summoner. Black Summoner is a series where like the guy is kind of in the realm of Sid from Eminence and Shadow, but he's a lot more earnest about how much of a selfish asshole he is, right? And that works a lot better for me, and I actually enjoy that series, and I've read up to like 12, 13 volumes, whereas Eminence and Shadow I've only read like 2. So I think that matters. Like the blockade is the protagonist not participating in the story. And there's protagonists that actually do participate well, like Aint from Overlord. He actually doesn't participate in the story in a creative way because he kind of just becomes this Godzilla monster that steamrolls the entire nation, right, in a very tragic way because he refused to participate with the actual story he got sent to. So there's interesting ways to do that, but a lot of the times I find that I'm just like, okay, this guy doesn't, I don't like reading about him. I like the vibe of the story. I don't like him though. I don't like this guy, right? And it's usually guys more than girls because I can project myself into a guy a lot easier. So that's why there's no girls on this list. Anyways, that's it, guys. All right. I don't do top fives, but here's the actual worst guy ever. And I'm not even going to explain why. Just know he's insufferable and I hate him. And I only read 1 volume. And I think this only has like 3 volumes. Thank the Lords, because it was a horrible light novel. All right. All right. Also, yes, I know these issues I shared can be rectified later on, right? That's the thing with light novels. You can't really hate them because you don't know what's going to happen in the future. They go on for so long. So I know that potentially in the future there could be something that makes me like them more, but this is just based on the volumes I read. Okay, now this is actually the end of the video. I'm out. Thank you.